Well, there you are. Again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, man, my lighting is horrible. The Delphi murders. What's taking so long? I mean, huh? I mean, it's almost 6 years. First, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, information's in Zelle. And pray for Abby and Libby. Pray for their families. Pray for law enforcement. Pray for all the YouTubers. Spread the blessings. Yeah, I need new equipment like that. So, what's taking so long, man? I mean, I'm getting impatient. I go back to what Robert Ives, that interview with Robert Ives, the former district attorney, I think he said that in the 60s, there was a ton of evidence. And like regular kind of evidence, meaning like, you really, but like stuff that they had back then that they relied on, fingerprints, footprints, tire tracks, maybe some surveillance, but not a lot of surveillance back then. But he's talking about he wasn't talking about DNA and hair. He was talking about stuff that that they would use in the 60s. What's going on? What's taking so long? Of course, they admitted for 2 years they were in the wrong gear. Oops. This lighting situation is horrible. They were in the wrong gear. So, again, I've said this before. What gear are they in now? I'm kind of on the fence that they're playing possum or there's something, the law enforcement. Like, oh, we don't know. I mean, sometimes the smartest thing to do is to play dumb. So I'm kind of 50-50. They're playing possum, they're playing dumb, or there's something else is going on. It seems like there's how could that not be? How could they not solve this? It's just all over the place. The 2019 presser, he might be in the room. Come on, man. What kind of nanny boo-boo? It gets frustrating. Again, I'm not a deep diver on this case. If you guys want to go, there's other people that are better. I'm just, my podcast is not even a true crime. But it just aggravates me that this case is just being kind of like lollygagged around. Yeah, well, see, Tobe said people will be shocked. Well, what are you talking about? And I know you got to keep it a little bit to but again, it's all speculation and rumor. Everything I hear. They, honestly, I don't believe any of this. I think everything's a bunch of bullshit. It's hard for me to. Is Bridge Guy even a thing? Or do they even know who he is? And the phone, like what he know, where did they find her phone? And you're saying that's the best resolution you can get on that Bridge Guy? What, huh? Then why was it he was short and stocky? Then he's taller now. And they're like, oh, it was they had to, the video was compressed or something. I don't know. Again, you can watch my other Delphi videos. How I think that it's like, I have a few theories. Again, they're just theories, speculation, because they're not giving us anything. The audio theory. I think that a bunch of these people are CIs, confidential informants. That's what they do. That's what they use. How nowadays, you don't have to be a criminal. People snitch everything. They, shit. So yesterday I did some, my version of deep dive, like watching other people's videos. Again, I've said this before. I'm parroting. I'm getting information from everybody else and making up my own kind of conclusions. Parroting, meaning like a parrot, like a bird that repeats what it, flannel shirt guy, Oregon couple. So I'm not like, there's people that are really doing deep dives on this. Like that's, they investigate. I'm just a schmendrick that's just, with his own, thoughts and concerns. I'm a concerned citizen. Let's leave it at that. So I was watching or listening. I finally, and I hate to admit this because I kind of gave them shit, but the Murder Sheet, like they've been dumping a bunch of videos, so I listened to a couple of them, and you know what? They ain't that bad. I shouldn't have. This is the rub. See, when I make a mistake, I gotta admit it. I was listening to other people's opinion of them. I'd watch a video, people would play their stuff or comment, and I'd hear it, and you know how you just kind of. So I was just like, oh man, who the hell? And also, what I said, I've ran into couples all through my career running. There's always a weird couple that have some kind of information you don't have, and they're holding you back, whatever. So I thought it was that. But quite honestly, when I was listening to some of the videos, I liked them. I listened to like 3. And I'm sure that they're good people. And it seems like they're doing, where do they get their info? I mean, maybe they're just, work from home. They have a lot of time to. And who else did I listen to? It's hard to keep up. Again, you need an Excel spreadsheet to keep up with this case. Yeah, I know Excel. No, I don't like it. It gives me anxiety. I'll be panicking, working like, undo, shit. I don't know why my lighting's so bad today. I don't know. And I'm being doxxed. My channel's being doxxed every day. You don't want to know. So I'm curious, comment below. Why do you think it's taken so long? Why is it that this case, is it just, Again, I think that this is another theory of mine. I think it's a mixture of like human error, inadmissible evidence, maybe too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. Perhaps, maybe. They've said they've made mistakes. They said that at the 2019 presser. They didn't really say they made a mistake, but they're shifting gears. He might be in the room. Have you ever heard another press conference on a crime that said that? Is there what? They should study that presser. I don't know why my lighting's so bad today. Might be my computer, my camera. Have you ever heard of the ridiculousness of that presser, 2019? And they added one word. Why would you add one word? One word. My theory is, and I've had a couple videos about this, is it's taken in a interrogation room. There's a little bit of insecurity in his voice. Guys, question mark, like so say they took him to interview him and he was like, guys, I didn't have anything to do with this. What are you talking about? You know me. And they use that word, maybe to signal to him. And people say, oh, it wouldn't be advantageous to communicate with the killer. Really? They do it all the time. In the Zodiac, they were putting ads in the newspaper trying to communicate with it. Crime is weird. Law enforcement has to be weird too. They use undercover cops and everything. Come on. Crime is cunning. Criminals are cunning. Cops have to be too, just to keep up with all this crazy stuff. These criminals are good at what they do. Again, comment below. And I also think there's some CIs. I think that KK, TK, friend 1, friend 2, the cousin, all of them are maybe CIs. The whole lot of them. A gaggle of CIs, if you will. That's just my humble opinion. I don't know. Again, I say this over and over. I'm not the best at this subject. I just found out about it like when they answered these shots. That's when I went down to that rabbit hole. I'd heard about it, I love true crime and stuff and paranormal, but that night with they YouTube, they refer stuff to you on your main page. I saw that. I was like, what? That guy? Huh? They got video. They got audio of the dude. I guess they got a lot of evidence at the crime scene, like physical evidence that Robert I said you would have thought they solved. If this happened in the 60s, they'd have solved it in like 72 hours. What's taking so long? Comment below. Again, if we put all of our little heads together, and we might come up with something, you know. Maybe, perhaps, who knows? It's frustrating. This case is like a Rubik's Cube. It's like a Rubik's Cube that you got to solve. It's like a game of Clue. Well, it was so-and-so with the candlestick in the dining room. Huh? You have to, again, you have to have your Excel spreadsheet out and your, could it, and I also have a theory. I have a lot of theories that a couple could be right. Even people, see, I don't have a POI, but people have POI. They're set on, so that's cool. Maybe they are, it's somehow connected somehow. So don't be too hard on people that think, you know, crime is weird, man. You could have just been, I don't know. I think that something's afoot though. There's a federal lawsuit against Tobe. Another police officer's, I guess he got demoted. That looks suspicious. You don't do that to people. But I mean, shit. Maybe they know something I don't know. Obviously they do. And they said it was the biggest investigation in Indiana's history. Is there a sting going on? Is there some like intelligence work going on here? Are there higher ups that they have to be like, oh, okay. Is that why it's taking so long? Why did they dangle KK out for all those years unless he was a CI? They drove him home. Cops driving you home. Did you stop for McDonald's? Did you tuck him in? Did you get him find his favorite pacifier and his stuffed animal? And okay, you know, rub his head before. Come on. That's suspicious. There's all this suspicious stuff. Again, is that video, has it been, the bridge guy video, has it been manipulated? Was it a plant? See, people plant false evidence all the time. People set people up. Was it a setup? Did they do the crime and then set these other people up? I don't know. Maybe that would be a reason that it's taken so long. Maybe that'd be the reason that they went down that they were in another gear or whatever. Was it that? Or like, oh, okay. But I was listening. Maybe I heard this on the murder sheet, but law enforcement believed the Kleins that they were in Vegas. They didn't look. Come on. Is that true? Where were you at? In Vegas. Come on. That's the first. You hear Vegas, you want to investigate, okay? Is it me? I'm sorry to laugh, but am I the asshole? Maybe. But still, it gets frustrating. People want to know, those poor girls, what they did. And whoever this killer is thinks he can like strut around and be in plain sight. And come on, man. Isn't there something they can do? Are they doing it? Is it the Kleins? Is it him? Is it that shit? I don't know. Comment below. I suspect it's a mixture, like a goulash of all this. A cauldron of just shit. That'd be another reason why it takes so long. I'm from a small town, okay? Like 3,000 people. You can't get people know they talk. I'm talking a lot. Like I would be home with my grandmother and then say something to my grandmother, and the next thing they'll be out of town and people would know, like, Grandma, what did you say? Well, I just called so-and-so, and then they called so-and-so, and then it's just like, damn, everybody knows. And I'm not even talking about crime. I'm talking about like, he don't eat poke salad or something. Like, what? Why would you? Huh? Now everybody knows what my eating habits are. I mean, it's just, and then people will be, if they're threatened, they will in a small town, like just kind of shut up. And because there is this world we live in, there's corruption. I'm not saying I know who it is in this case, but there could be. A lot of times it's just like covering for other things. See, I think there's other things that were going on and people will cover for in their personal lives. Not necessarily a crime, but they don't want people to know. especially if they're in power. They've got to have this like illusion of their, because everybody's got skeletons in their closet, man. Even if it's not even a crime. You know what I'm saying? We all do. And that's a thing. For some reason, most of the public think like, oh, they're so and so, then they could never know. That's who you want to look into. I mean, what world do these people live in? I mean, I'm not trying to point the finger, but people are corrupt. People break the law. Just simple things that they don't even take me. I ran their stop sign. I didn't, I cut somebody off. I jumped in line at the grocery store. And again, these aren't crimes. These are, well, I guess riding the stop sign is, but we all do these little silly things. And, but people that are, again, we're dealing with narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths. Obviously, whoever did this crime was all that. So they're cunning. They can blend in. They're charming. They're smart. You would think that it ain't like, oh, he's walking around with an axe or something. No, they blend right on in. Hey, you know me. I'm so and so, and could be. Again, comment below. Why is it taking so long? What's your theory about why it's taking so long? Let me know. I'm interested. I need to know. Tell me. I'm like, what about Bob? I need. It's stupid. So yeah, I've done a few of these Delphi videos. My first one I said, I'm never going to do another one. This is it. It's off my, but if you go back like months when I first, but it's like, I listen to, a lot of times I won't be watching a YouTube channel. I'll either be laying down, like taking a nap or going to bed or cooking or dishes, sweeping, whatever I'm doing, I'll listen. Sometimes I'm getting here and there. I just get pieces of, again, I'm parroting, Delphi, just repeating. I'm not, there's people out there that are doing like good work. And maybe one other theory of mine is maybe one of these YouTubers might pop this thing off. Because I have the feeling that if this killer or killers wanted to talk to someone, maybe they'd use a fake profile and just email some of these YouTubers just to kind of get stuff off their chest, or would they just call it? They're not going to do that to law enforcement. They do it to a YouTuber. Like I did a video a month or so, maybe 2 months ago, about the DNR situation. DNR was the dude that was like in the cell block with KK. So it's KK, TK, DNR is the name of my video I did. He claimed, he says he commented, he claims it's DNR commented in my comments. Why would he choose me? Because nobody's watching my podcast. Is that why? I've said this before. It's because I got to get this off my chest. Nobody's watching this fool. So I'll just put it in his comments and bury it. Nobody will see it. And was it him? Was it a troll? I don't know. I think it was him. Because I can do a little bit of this, that, and the other. Look into, again, I just use Google. I'm not I'm not going to courthouses and, paying for court records. People are. And you should support them for doing that. Because at the end of the day, let today be the day. It's about Abby and Libby. Again, pray for them. Pray for their families. Pray for law enforcement. Pray for the YouTubers. Spread the blessings. We need to get this shit done. And excuse me for cursing, but I clicked that button that said not for kids. So, hey. But it's frustrating. What's your theories? See, I don't think people want to theorize. Come on, you can always comment. What do you think? Is Tobe right when he said, hey, when they do solve this, it's going to shock people who it was? What was he talking about? KK and TK wouldn't be shocking. Nobody'd know them. Who are they talking about? And there's higher ups that are connected to other things that, like, you know, the ex-mayor, his uncle's in jail for certain things. Wouldn't they do a background check, a psychological, don't they test people? Um, maybe not. Again, I don't have a POI because this thing is so crazy. Don't look at it, the bridge guy video. Don't look at his face. Watch his walk. Watch it. What? Everybody walks like that. The bridge guy voice. I just moved back to the Midwest. Everybody sounds like that. Everybody's got this kind. They're driving a truck, and they all are. I'm sure if I went to Delphi, everybody sound like the bridge guy or the dude that's on the video. We don't even know. Again, I think that audio is two different, same person, two different recordings, because I can hear the guys when he says that. I can hear headroom. I'm a musician. I can hear when you record and there's walls, it'll reverberate. I can hear that. I can even hear, it sounds like they dirtied it up a bit. It doesn't sound as close when it down the hill. It sounds closer to the microphone or whatever the record phone, microphone, whatever. He sounds insecure, uncertain when he says guys. He sounds centered. He sounds certain. He's in creep mode with down the hill. Why would they add one word? Ask yourself that. That don't make any sense unless you're sending a signal to the killer. And people go, oh no, they wouldn't do that. They do that all the time. They go, oh, they're not going to tell us, but then people are, got inquiring minds. So, and that's what I mean. It's going to take a village to figure this out. Again, I'm not trying to solve. I'm not saying I could solve. I have problems in my own life I can't solve. All right. There's other people that are doing good work on this that damn well might solve this. Check them out. But you know what? You need a think tank for this case. You would need certain people. He's got this side, they got that, and they got that. And then put them all together. You're like, oh my God. I would love to see like some kind of Zoom call or panel on this case where hopefully everybody will get along and not argue. But if we put it all together and not talk over each other, because I do that myself, we're all guilty. They might put a linear kind of thing that would make more sense. Because if you're watching here, there, it's hard to keep up. I don't take notes. I don't have an Excel spreadsheet out because you would need one. I'm doing this all on my own. I'm just a dude sitting in front of his laptop ranting. And obviously I need better equipment, better lighting. So help me out in the description. If you want to support the channel, help me get better equipment. There's Zelle. Info for Zelle. I think again, my first video, and I'm kind of still like that. I don't think this will be solid. I think this is going to be, hopefully I'm wrong. But there's this, why is it taking so long? 6 years. I get it, man. They weren't prepared. It's a small town. I get all that. But when I watched that sheriff's debate, the one guy said, hey, we got the TBI waiting, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation. They help other states and stuff. You can like lease them out or something. They were turned away. Then the one guy running for sheriff said, oh no, we didn't. We're working with them. He just said, what? And then the guy, he's like, oh yeah, I'm the lead investigator. I'm the only detective on this case. Really? Nothing against him, but it's like, you need more than one, one. What is up with that? There's something afoot with this, man. There's something that doesn't make any sense. My gut is telling me corruption. Something's not right. It might be simple corruption. See, corruption is not necessarily doing the crime. Corruption is like nepotism, favoritism, cronyism, promoting your people in front of people that deserve. That's technically a crime, or corruption. Definitely corruption. We deal with it every day. Every town has that. Every little situation has that. I've seen it a million times. In any time of anything you're doing with my bands, with my art show, I wrote a book too. Oh, and by the way, you can read my book. I've had a book. My book came out in like 2003 called Rant of the Madman, Charlie Greer. Go to Amazon. You find a place that let you read it for free because I'm not getting paid. I haven't been paid for it. They owe me so much money. I own the movie rights to it. I've pitched it. I've gotten close to optioning it too. But you get to these certain levels. The last time I was almost optioned my book, the producer, she's like, look, the next level we have to go to are these guys. And one of them's my brother. And they don't work with certain people and they don't like it. And she was right. It has nothing to do with your talent. It has nothing to do with, in my case, they don't like they want a puppet they don't want anybody with independent thought. They want somebody they can just like talk into signing over everything. And I won't do that. I'd rather not. And I didn't. And they didn't talk to me again. And she was excited. Oh my God, this is genius. So yeah, Rant of the Madman, 2003. The funny thing is, the stuff I'm ranting about in 2003, people thought I was crazy about. Now everybody accepts. You know, look, next year will be 20 years my book's been out. That blows my mind. 20 years of not getting paid either. They literally said, hey, get a lawyer. Okay, I'll try to get one. And then the lawyer's like, look, man, that's kind of a common thing. They'll just keep the money and then they won't pay until you come up. Can you give me 10 grand retainer? I'm like, no. 10 grand retainer. Can you do it on contingency? No, he ain't gonna. So yeah, it's everywhere. People are people. The simplest thing, you know, everybody's looking at the last piece of pizza and they're gonna get it. Shit. I think something's afoot. If you haven't watched any of my Delphi murder videos, go back and watch them. The guys down the hill theory, the audio theory, the CI theory, catfishing the catfisher. You can just go through my videos, and it drives me crazy that they are not on the ball, but maybe they are. Again, are they playing possum? Are they just like, dang, we don't know, to see how people will react? They were looking for a reaction in that 2019 presser. Had to have been. And I had another theory that Doug Carter, they switched what he read. Now, granted, some of the stuff that it was the same, but I think that he looks like he's digesting that as he's reading it, certain parts. You know, of course, he knew they were going to release one word and this, that, and the other. It wasn't totally, but it seems like take this page instead of that one and then put him out there. And would the FBI do that to a guy? That's kind of brutal. But then again, if you want to get a reaction, you want to get a reaction from everybody. You can't tell. You don't know who's what, where, and this and that. And if he was in the room, come on, has anybody ever, to the killer who might be in the room, dun, 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 like, what is that? Who is he talking to? He obviously knew. And they didn't mention Anthony Shots back then or anything. It's strange. How many gears have they went through? How many new directions? They might be running out of directions. I mean, we were north, we were south, now we're east, we're west. What? Who could it be? Again, pray for Abby and Libby, man. Let today be the day. Justice. We can't have people walking around that do that kind of carnage. And it's sad. That's the world we live in. And then for someone else to kind of cover up for that, if there is, I'm not saying there is, well, shame on them. And they should be, strange, mysterious world. I hope that they're close. Again, comment below what's taking them so long. Is it this complicated? I mean, Robert Ibbs said they had all this physical evidence. Even in the 60s, they would have solved it. What does that tell you? They didn't. In the 60s, they didn't have DNA. They didn't have hair and all this other stuff to work with. So That means they got footprints, fingerprints, maybe tire tracks, maybe cigarette butts. I don't know, something. Um, what is taking them so long? And then with this new day and age of they have a CSI team out there that come on, what happened? Did they mess up? Again, human error. They weren't trying to. Is it inadmissible evidence? Like, well, we had this, but we can't take this to court because you got to get the DA, the district attorney, to agree to prosecute. And a lot of those people have never prosecuted. They just want to plead out. And they'll admit, they'll be, oh, yeah, I'm the best brother. They've never prosecuted anything, man. They've pled everything. Oh, I'm 97%. Yeah, because you pled out all this. You know, I'm not a lawyer. I've had to deal with lawyers. I've had a lot of lawyers representing me for my band and my everything. I've dealt with probate lawyers. So what do you think? Again, please like, share, subscribe. You want to support the channel, it's in the description for Zelle. I rant like a madman every day. So I'll be back tomorrow. But I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.